peace. Let us sit and speak together. Listen upon our own heart. The simple truth that love is. A child enters this world, never alone, not for a moment. A child enters this world, embrace the love of their mother. And in every moment thereafter, they will come from this place, this origin of love. And far deeper than this. Just as a representation of what this is, this love that a mother has for their child. Totally undeserving. In any other context, you will just love this thing. You will just love this thing. It has done nothing for you. It will only take from you. It has caused you great suffering. And yet you love this. A mother loves her child. And what is represented in this is the entirety of what is. Of all things that are. Of all things that witness. Of this sacred living truth that you are. That you have come from something that is life. And that this life has love for you. That your conscious being has come from conscious being. And that it has care for you. That it has love for you. And that it can be found in every moment. An everlasting presence of love. And nothing can take this from you. And truly, in this way, in an acceptance, in a submission to this truth, through all great discernment, through every test and every trial, if you are humble to it, if you are willing to witness this truth, it will become apparent to you that all things are a love upon you. And then nothing can take this from you, but that you witness it of your own. And here now lives your power, that you may let it go. Here now lives your power, that you may attain all things, that you may have this power, and that you would let it go in love, that you would let it go in love to this higher truth. You would let it go for this, in support of this life, for this, in support of this love. And so if we're very humble to ourselves, if we're very humble to each other, there's no harm you can do upon me. And there's no harm that I will do upon you. But that this love and that this life are occurring. If we are humble to this truth, that all things are being facilitated upon you, that the nature of being itself is an intelligence, that the nature of being itself is alive, is awake, is aware, has a being of its own, has a wholeness and a oneness, has an embodied self of its own, and that this all things live within you and seek to experience uniquely in the way that you are, in the way that I am. And these occurrences that you and I, that we have between each other, these experiences, these witnessings, this context, this shared context in life that will come from this witnessing and interaction between ourselves, between this one self that live in all, and come to a unique embodied state through nature, in all, in one another, in one another. That this wholeness, this exchange, that we are having, this remembrance, this dissolving illusion of separateness, it all has a unique design and a purpose and a will and a care of you uniquely, of I uniquely, of all life uniquely. And all things are saved in this way, and no thing is spared in this, that you will witness of your being, that you will be a part of this process. And this suffering, just as joy, is necessary for you to learn of yourself, for the one that live in another to further gain context. If I had lived my life entirely alone and witnessed uniquely throughout all things entirely just of my own being, if none of it was shared with you, still I would be contributing. It would be necessary of me. Simply in that I am witnessing, it would be necessary of me. And even in this, if all of my life and the entirety of my being in the process of an evolved and unfolding state of nature, of development, of self, if all of this would occur and none of it would be shared with you, still, in the grandest of things, in the highest, in the lowest, within and throughout all of this, if we are humble to this truth, if we are willing to witness it in such a way, it will be revealed through the way of your being, through the way of mine, that this was a love being facilitated upon you, that this was necessary, that it was needed, and that every step forward that you have taken in your path unique your own, you have further granted love, you have further embodied life, you have granted this gift that you yourself have received, in that you have a being. You facilitate, you grant this gift upon all things, in your willingness to witness further of yourself. And it is so beautiful in this way. It is so unique in this way, this simplicity of love, that you are already doing this. You do not need to hear my voice speak this to you for it to be so. You are already doing this. You do not need to listen to any of the masters. You do not have to read any of the books for this to be so. It is a nature that is within you. It is a love. It is a life that you are. It is always being granted upon you, and nothing can take it from you. And that is its simplicity. It is just as is. It is as the mother's love is. She loves her child through great suffering and pain, through labor, through work. All these things will be caused by this child that will come into the world, this life that will come into this world. And from it comes love, innately, naturally. It would be a strange thing for it not to be so. And it is just in this way that you are, and it is just in this way that I am, that this creation is occurring. What a grand and special thing, this simplicity of love, that you cannot call forth from your own being this feeling, this life that love is. You have no command of it, but nature facilitates it through you. What a beautiful thing this is, that nature facilitates through you love, that life may have itself further, that life will be more, that you yourself will walk this earth, that nature facilitates love through your being, through the life that has come before you, that you yourself may breathe the air of this earth, may walk upon it, may have a heart of your own, and feel this work and force of nature that love is come through your being, that life be more. And that we find this together. And through this, we find this together through our sovereignty, through this self that is developed, the one that live in all, and experience and witness uniquely. Through all of your labor, through all of your suffering, through all of your difficulty, very simply, this reason and meaning of love. Very simply. In every breath that you take, there is an infinite amount of life within you that is supporting you in ways you could never comprehend or understand or facilitate independently. This love is occurring here now upon you throughout all things. A grand intelligence, a perfect design, that all of this would occur through whatever your circumstances, that you may further be granted this self of your own, and that love be your nature, that this force come through you, that this is shared, that life is more, that you have a being of your own, that you have been granted this in love, through love, the life that you are, and that you share this life that you are uniquely. Further through this force of nature, the simplicity of love that here now is occurring within you and being facilitated upon you within and throughout all things. Beautiful love and truth. Glory, grace, strength, thanks. Grateful God, that you are courage, strength, protection, with you. Peace.